Now, here's a question for you. You are at home, you've put the oven on, you've got to wait for the oven to get hot enough before you can start cooking your dinner. And you've got a French First World War bugle that's seen better days. Oh, hello, my phone went ping. I wonder what that was. So what you do is you get your new swivelly vice thing and you clamp a cross pane hammer in it and you start knocking out some of the dents. And you polish things, and yeah. Now, this has had a lot of damage. It is made by J. Gras, or Grass, who are horn makers of the army. And we've got an address on there, 32 Bridge Road, or Rue des Ponts de Comines, Lille. Now, this particular instrument, I have no idea whether it was ever played on the Battle of the Somme or anything like that. There's no provenance, as they say, with it. So I do view it as something that ought to be made beautiful again. And I've actually knocked out one dent already. And the idea with a thing like this is you put a stake into a vice. Now, I don't have coppersmith stakes here in Leigh-on-Sea. That's why I've clamped a hammer into a vice. And yeah, I haven't got a planishing hammer. I'm using a little, what I think of as a tack hammer, just to start attacking some of these dents. Now, you have to beat around the edge of the dent with the middle of the dent over the stake, or in this case over the hammer handle. So we'll give that a little go while the oven is getting hot. That will be a good dent to take out, wouldn't it? These other dents, they're going to be a bit of a challenge, because this particular instrument, I've been looking at these joints to see if I can take it apart, and they appear to be hard brazed, which pretty much means that I won't be able to disassemble it, unlike the hunting horn, which is soft soldered, and the hunting horn comes apart quite readily. So there are tricks and techniques for some of these dinks and dents, some of them, but for now I shall just muck about whilst the oven is getting hot so that I can cook my dinner. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see an improvement. I don't think I'm going to learn how to get this perfectly right. What I am pleased about is how malleable the brass still is, because very often you need to anneal brass before you can work it. But some of these bigger creases are coming out quite nicely. Yeah, anyway, I need to go and do some other things, but that was a sort of a little bit of playing with this poor old bugle. Well, there we are. That's yeah, that's after sort of 20-25 minutes of knocking about. I think what I need to do with this, I need to make a tapered mandrel that I can push in there and do a better job than that. But I'm quite pleased with the way that the dents are coming out of this dear old thing. But when you live in a shared building, people do tend to get the ump if you start playing French bugles late at night, or if you do metal bashing. What I have done is I've been looking at how it should be done, how you use a sort of smoothing tool that looks like a burnished file. It's not a file. It may have started life as a file, but absolutely burnished, curved sort of thing for pushing the metal into shape. I was watching how to do that. I think this one, with the splits it had in it when I got it, I think with this one it's just a matter of making it as nice as possible, and not worry too much about making it perfect. But there we are. Right, time to drink tea, think peaceful thoughts, and not to be blowing bugles.